D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
Snow is on the way here for eastern Pennsylvania up in the Schuylkill Mountains, where we have basketball for you tonight. Able to get the games in, a doubleheader with both the girls and the boys taking the court tonight. Tamaqua hosting Lehighton with all the action of Schuylkill League Division I basketball for you here on D11sports.com, as presented by our good friends at St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Now for the entire crew and for my partner Ben Tanis, the coach, I'm Matt Province saying hello and welcome here to Tamaqua High School. We got a couple of teams, they know each other very well. The first game, the first meeting at the girls' side was very close up until the end, and that was when Lehighton was able to pull away two coaches that know each other very well. So despite the records and where they are in the standings, this could be a very exciting game with a pretty solid matchup.
Yeah, I think it is going to be a great game. If the first one tells us anything, it will be. And like you alluded to, you got a former player going against her former coach, so you definitely know what they're going to be looking for, and they know each other very well. Rivalry game, that kind of history, it should be fun.
Yeah, for Lehighton, the importance here is getting another W. They have been struggling a little bit here as of late, but still 3-6 can get themselves into the middle of the pack. Maybe more important for Tamaqua, which has had a hard time finishing games with only one win in the division, a chance to try to pull up a few spots and get the momentum towards the end of the year, which I think you as a former coach would know. So much for the seedings, it's all about how you peak, when you peak, and if you're playing good basketball when it matters most.
Yeah, and Coach Davis alluded to the first game and how they came out to an 11-4 start, and they started the game really well. It's great to be able to come back and play that same team a couple games later, to try to build some momentum, whether it's going into the playoffs or whether it's heading into the offseason. Those kinds of things are huge for building a program.
Lehighton has dropped 5 of its last 6 games. Tamaqua has dropped 3 in a row. So again, both teams looking to get some winning mojo back as we will play the first game of our doubleheader here starting at 5:30. We're going to step aside for a moment with a break, and when we get back, we're going to hear from our sideline reporter, Casey Wallace, has more on this matchup, and we'll have a whole lot more for you, including a doubleheader tonight with Lehighton visiting Tamaqua here at Tamaqua High School, and the action for you on D11sports.com, presented by St. Luke's Medicine.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
And welcome back here to Tamaqua High School, where the Blue Raiders hosting the Indians of Lehighton on your D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. And, a lot to talk about. We started getting a little bit into it, but one of the beauties here is that we do have the luxury of having a sideline reporter, part of the D11 Sports internship program, which we'll get to in a moment. But with two teams that know each other pretty well, now the second time around, there's lots of insights that we were able to extract from the coaches. So to let you in on what's going on and what to expect from this game, we're going to bring in our sideline reporter, a student from Tamaqua, and Casey Wallace. Casey, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I talked to Tamaqua head coach Erica Davis pregame. She told me that they're going to rely on the defense tonight. They're going to play a lot of zone, and offensively, they just want to control the ball and control the tempo of the game. Talking to Lehighton head coach Joe Berezwick, he told me they also want to rely on their defense, but they want to play mainly man-to-man tonight. And offensively, they want to get the ball to Haley Miller. She's a shooter and a rebounder, and she can do something historic tonight and score 1,000 points. She only needs 11 points. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, much thanks there, Casey Wallace. We'll hear from him again at halftime. And if you are a student from any District 11 school and you're interested in broadcast journalism or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you can take part in our own student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at d11sports.com. And what's interesting is that Casey was mentioning what Haley Miller could very well accomplish here tonight. You as a coach, knowing what it takes and having been a player as well to reach 1,000 points in a career, especially one impacted by COVID stoppages, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great accomplishment anytime that happens, and to have half a year last year and be able to still be able to get the 1,000 points, and we still got good ways of this season left. It's kind of crazy. Maybe she would have been, into the 1400s, heading in or by the end of this season. So to be able to get 1,000 with a shortened season last year, it's really, really impressive. And she can do a little bit of everything. She can score in many different ways. So it's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, you have to think when you watch high school basketball that there are a lot of good shooters. There are a lot of guys who can drive to the basket, a lot of guys who can post up if they're bigs and they're able to score over their shoulder with their back to the basket. But when you have someone score 1,000 points like Haley Miller, I think you said it best. Score from a different variety of ways. Something's not working, there's always something else to go to. And when your team is 3-6, at kind of that pivotal point of the year, it's going to be important for Haley Miller to carry her troops, but also that'll get more attention away from other scorers. And there's a full complement of players on this Indians roster that can score as well and take the burden off of Haley Miller.
Yeah, and they have a Leah Fisher who's a three-point specialist, so they're going to try and be able to free her up, get her some open looks, to take some of that pressure off of Miller. And if they can get that 1-2 punch going, I think they're going to be pretty good tonight.
Yeah, and from the perspective of head coach Joe Berezuk, who's in his 5th season after, by the way, 18 seasons, 3 district titles, and 2 regular season conference championships here with Lehighton, where he is, or from Tamaqua, where he is from. He's got these scorers, but you go to the other side, his mentor, Erica Davis, who's the all-time leading scorer, as Erica Barron, of course, in her 7th year. She's got a few players, too, who have shown the ability to be very good scorers. And the one that we're going to watch, at least initially tonight, to see how she comes out and plays right away, would be Trinice Wingler.
Yeah, and she can be, as Coach pointed out, a very smooth player and fun to watch. So, if she can get herself into a groove and deal with some of the pressure that Lehighton's going to be able to apply with her, knowing that, she's their key player, hopefully it's going to give Tamaqua a chance. And here on her home floor, that should help with getting her into a groove early.
Yeah, both teams dealing with a little bit of an injury concern. Obviously, Emma Repsfer, who is just a freshman, had made a big impact early in her first varsity season, first year at Lehighton. She is out. And then conversely for Tamaqua, they had a lot of assistance from a senior, Kazia May Streisel. She is out as well. She's been a spark. So both teams, although not decimated with numbers and injuries, losing a couple of pretty key players, kind of evening the matchup even more. But that just offers opportunities to both teams. And, I think if nothing else, Erica Davis is the one who's going to try to use that bench a little bit more. She mentioned that you'll see a deep rotation out of the Blue Raiders tonight.
Yeah, and it's funny that both coaches talked about controlling tempo and making their defense, become their offense, and they're going to do it in 2 different ways. Coach Erica Davis, they're going to run a 1-3-1 and try and get some traps and get the game going up tempo with a little bit of a 3/4 court trap, whereas Coach Berezuk is going to try and hunker down, play man-to-man defense, and make Tamaqua make their own mistakes and then prey off of those mistakes. So it's 2 kind of contrasting styles, but the same goal.
And to your point, we put up the keys of the game, and I'll let you, as the coach, from your perspective, talk through these. Some of these we've already talked about, but how important these will be in tonight's matchup.
Yeah, and Lehighton coach Berezuk talked about Tamaqua, how they can score on the inside and then be able to kick the basketball out. And the 3-point shot is such a game changer, and especially in high school basketball. So whichever team can kind of knock down more threes tends to be a team that gets that momentum and gets the game going in their favor.
And as we get set for the national anthem, we'll remind you St. Luke's is the region's largest medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. a rematch of a game from January 4th, won 47-35 by Lehighton. Both teams trying to get back to the winning ways, coming in with losses. Most recently for Tamaqua, loss to Jim Thorpe. On Monday for Lehighton, it was a loss at Pine Grove area. We'll talk more about that, but let's pay attention now to the national anthem. Matt Province, Ben Tanis with you here, and our producer is Sean Kelly, doing a bang-up job getting us going here tonight on a night where many thought we wouldn't have basketball. We do here at Tamaqua. Pleased to have that as well. Pleased to have you with us on D11sports.com. And again, this is your D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. And as they announce the starting lineups here on the court at Tamaqua High School, let's get a look at the starting lineups for both teams tonight.
So we got McHugh, Williams, Miller, Bowen, and Fisher. Again, those keys for Lehighton are going to be Miller and Fisher.
And there are the five that Coach just enlightened you with. Meanwhile, we'll get the home team starting lineup as well. And, we talked a lot about Trinice Wingler early on, but again, a lot of depth from this team as we get a look at the five for Tamaqua.
Yeah, we have five girls that really can all score. And, on any given night, they don't know who's going to be their leading scorer, and they got a lot of talent there. They got a lot of seniors that are able to contribute, and then the sophomore, Lorelei Flasha, can really score it. She's very talented. She can do a little bit of everything. So we'll see who's going to be that lead player tonight.
Important game again. Both teams trying to climb up a little bit in Division I in the Schuylkill League that is led by an undefeated Pottsville 9-0 squad. North Schuylkill is in second at 6-3. Blue Mountain third. Jim Thorpe fifth. Panther Valley is at 4-5, one spot ahead of Tamaqua, the home team tonight, which comes in 3-6, tied with Pine Grove area. Lehighton 1-8 has been in a lot of games, trying to turn the script a little bit, and tonight will be a good opportunity, an evenly matched game, and we are set for basketball here on D11sports.com. And the ball was saved, but then stolen away right off the bat. That is Miller. Again, 11 points from 1,000 in her tremendous career, and she goes to kick it out, nobody home, and it's a steal. Some open court for Meckes, who goes up to the rack, puts it in. Good start as McKenna Meckes in transition lays in the layup.
That's exactly what both coaches talked about, trying to get their defense to lead into their offense. And Tamaqua's going to try and turn them over again here with this 1-3-1.
And they do it. Stolen away. Here is Wingler. Trinice Wingler, who is averaging 9.3 per game. Open jump shot. Jones knocks it down. Serena Jones. And the home team has capitalized on its first two field goal attempts tonight.
Yeah, and usually you look at a 1-3-1 that it kind of starts at half court. Tamaqua's extending it almost to full court.
And that's the one pass they have to make. They do, and up and in, as that is Bowman, who comes in averaging 6.5 points a game, so her first two tonight, and an answer. Now we'll see full pressure the other way as Lehighton showed it. Now they'll back off and play the man-to-man.
Yeah, Lehighton did a good job there, getting the basketball to the middle of the floor. And the 1-3-1, that's the big open spot. If you can get it past that top middle person, you're going to be able to do some damage with only one person back deep.
Well, there is the first call to get a head coach a little irate tonight. It's going to be on Bowman, and I think that Coach Berezwick thought that Bowman had established position, and I'm not so sure I disagree.
Yeah, it looked like she had both feet set.
So a foul instead of a turnover. Another chance here for the Blue Raiders. And the ball is poked away. It's stolen. Haley Miller on the theft. Running down 2-on-2. Miller to the rack, up and in. Haley Miller, her first field goal. Now 9 away from 1,000 in her career.
Really quick hands on the steal there. Coach talked about how much she could do all over the floor, and you could see it there.
Here is Jones accelerating to the rack. It's no good. An offensive rebound. And then a foul. That was Lorelei Plasha who went up and grabbed the rebound, and she'll have a couple of free throws upcoming.
Fouls on Lehighton, number 23, Aaliyah Fisher on the line.
So a fast start already. 4 points each, just underway. There's the replay, and you can see, look at that, the aggressive nature of Plasha grabbing the board and knocking down the first free throw.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a fun one with both teams pressuring and, in different ways. Lehighton's coming, picking up full court, man-to-man.
Hey, Plasha came in shooting just 50% from the line, but she was Lorelei Splasha with those 2 free throws, and she's got her first couple of points tonight. Again, trying to break that pressure. Miller is able to get across the timeline with a nice leave. The finish not there for Fisher, and then a scrum. Jones fighting for the rebound with her jersey number 8. That's Wingler, and the possession arrow favors Lehighton. An open 3 from the corner is going to be an air ball, and it's rebounded. Looking to push is Mekis. Really lost the handle on it. Low post, terrific defense. Backside help from Miller, who strips it away. You like when your scorers make contributions on the other end of the court, don't you?
Absolutely, and she seems to be able to do all of it. I mean, she's also averaging 9.4 rebounds a game. She's everywhere.
Another rebound for Plasha. And ahead, Wingler puts it up off the window and in. First field goal for Wingler, as mentioned earlier, scoring just about 9.5 per game. And Tamaqua takes the 8-4 lead.
Yeah, she did a great job in transition, just being able to go right to the basket, not letting the defense reset. You got to make sure that you can make teams pay when they decide to press.
First time we've gotten into a full offensive set on this side of the floor, and it's knocked down. Who else? Haley Miller. 5 points now for the senior. Gets them right back in the game. I think we've seen more points in this first half of a quarter than you and I saw the other night up at Parkland.
I think it was 9-8 at the end of the half of that one.
Good block there. Tamaqua will keep possession. I mean, you can see both teams fairly balanced. 3 different scorers already for Tamaqua. We knew that would kind of be their recipe. Meanwhile, we knew Miller would be the focal point of the offense the other way, clad in maroon. Here's Jones, a hard drive, and she's got another field goal. I like the way Jones moves with the basketball, Coach.
Yeah, and she's a lefty, and I think that's thrown Lehighton off a little bit. That's, I think, the 3rd time now that she's been able to get to the basket, just driving right from that top spot.
Wingler with the steal, gets the pass, puts it up and in. And how about the way Tamaqua has created some turnovers with the defense? Timeout Lehighton as Tamaqua's gone up by 5.
Yeah, that pressure's getting to him a little bit, and I think Lehighton's just moving too fast. It's not like Tamaqua's up in their face. As you'll see here, it's just been errant passes, great pick, and then Wingler continues after the steal. She did a great job of making the deflection and following it up with that left-handed layup.
And I tell you, Gabby Robb made a nice pass, because when I was looking at it live action, I thought to myself, she's got Wingler, but if she is anything but a little bit behind the moving target, it's going to be intercepted, picked off, turnover, etc. And right on the fingertips, and Wingler able to finish.
Yeah, she had to squeeze it through there in stride, and it was a really nice pass.
So timeout here, 12-7 Tamaqua. Make it 4 different scorers. Jones and Wingler have 4 apiece, and your game's leading scorer is Haley Miller, who's now with 5 points, with 6 away from 1,000 in her prodigious career. It's Friday night. My math isn't coming maybe as easily or smoothly as it should. And there's also snow out there. Worried about that hill. Worried about 309, brother.
Yeah. A lot of hills getting up here to Tamaqua.
More pressure, but again with a cool approach, Miller was able to get it across, and now into the half-court set.
And looks like Tamaqua's staying in this 1-3-1.
How do you beat the 1-3-1 in the half-court set? You go backdoor, which they did. Unfortunately, the layup was not there. It was a perfectly executed pass. But they get it back on the steal as Gracie Williams was there for the theft, and now another opportunity. Try to feed it to her down low. Another turnover. Here comes Robb, puts up the jumper, knocks it down. Gabby Robb, and you've had 5 different scores. All starters have put it through the twine early on for Tamaqua.
And when something like that is going for a team, that's when it's the most fun. When everybody's getting involved, that's when you can get that momentum going and you can really play some fun basketball.
Well, we mentioned it earlier. Erica Davis said the key for me is being able to continue and finish strong and not run out of energy. They play with a lot of energy. Obviously, they expend a lot of it in the 1-3-1 press with the pressure in the zone. And right now, they've gotten off to a great start. So I guess the key is, will they be able to sustain this frantic pace?
Yeah,
we'll find out.
Very similar to that first game.
Look at the work by Miller for the offensive rebound. It was on the floor, the foul. So she won't go to the line, but she'll pick up a foul with her hustle. It's going to be on Plasha, her first. Miller left open for the jumper, a little too strong. There's another offensive rebound, Fisher. Back to Miller, bullseye from downtown. Her second triple tonight. 8 points out of the gate for senior Haley Miller. Wow.
And that one came off second chance points, with balls bouncing around. They got to make sure that they secure those rebounds or secure those loose balls for Tamaqua, because when it falls into the hands of a scorer like Miller, it's almost always going to go down.
Away from the ball, an offensive foul. This is going to go against Jones. Her first. Team second. Here's a look at McHugh in the open floor. Oh, dangerous but effective leave coming off that baseline, but Bowman couldn't hang on to it. Eventually gets it back. Boy, Miller thought about spotting up. Instead, this will be... That's Wooten who came in the game. I beg your pardon. I missed her coming in. So Wooten has checked in for Lehighton. That was her first shot attempt. Colby Robb has checked in for Tamaqua. She's running point and a beautiful feedback door and a finish for Plasha. She's got 4.
Yeah, and Wheeler looks like she's got it going tonight. It looks like she's got a lot of confidence getting to the middle of the floor. She scored a couple times. That was a great pass.
Fisher hassled it, stolen away. And that's Wingler again getting into the act on both sides. Jones held on her way to the basket. Won't count, I don't believe. And the foul will be on Wooten. So Wooten's first foul, they'll take it out on the baseline. A lot of action, a lot of points here in the first quarter.
A lot up and down.
And I tell you, Miller has not disappointed. She's come out firing. Missed on a 2, no worries, got it back, same possession, nailed the 3.
She is as advertised. I wonder if she's going to be shooting a 3 for her 1,000th here.
Well, she's at 8, so a 3 would get her there. If she goes 2,
there it is.
This is for 1,000. It's off the mark, boy, in and out, tough break. And the rebound by Jones. Robb, a freshman, averaging 2 points a game, brings it up. Mekis, hassled, throws it away. Look at the hustle. Robb going back to get it, saves it. Good hustle by the freshman. Now Jones from distance, too strong. And look at hard work inside. Plasha trying to grapple that rebound away and forced to tie up with McHugh. And it will stay here with Tamaqua.
Yeah, this game's got some great energy to it.
Hoping Robb out. Wingler weaving her way to the rack, puts it up and in. How about the move there by Trinice Wingler? 6 points early on for Smooth.
Yeah, she's been able to probe and get inside that defense and finish with that left hand.
Great hustle to break up what would have been an easy 2 as Mekis came back.
Yeah, in this 1-3-1, it's as much as it is pressure, it's making sure you sprint back to make sure that those easy opportunities don't happen.
Dropping down, protecting that back door. Cross-court pass here, nothing doing. Wooten hassled, and Wingler couldn't keep her feet in bounds. She's already had a couple of steals in the first quarter and very nearly had a third there.
Yeah, in the 1-3-1, they put her in the back so she can cover a ton of ground and try and be like a free safety reading the point guard's eyes.
And she's done it well, too, Coach. 3.2 steals per game. Here's a triple attempt. A high arcer is off the mark. And off and running comes Hope. So Tamaqua leading by 8. It's their largest lead yet this game. High-scoring first quarter action. Low post shot was hassled, but there with an offensive rebound. Put back no good. Tamaqua, that was Plasha. And Lehighton gets the stop. It's Fisher. It's down! Aaliyah Fisher. Well, we were told that she can hit from deep, and there shows the range of Aaliyah Fisher, a senior.
Yeah, she missed her first one, but she had the confidence to take that one. She was a couple steps behind the arc and knocked that one down.
And now Fisher on the takeaway. Fisher will hold up. Tamaqua's been able to get an answer every time that they've started to fall deeper behind. And now another opportunity could leave down low, but unable to handle it was McHugh. Wingler gets it back. How about the steal by Miller? And she stepped back and thought about it. Good closeout by Wingler. And on the drive, up and in, count the basket. It's Bowman going strong to the rack right before the first quarter ends. How about this flurry for Lehighton towards the end of the first quarter?
Yeah, this was a tipped basketball here that ended up in the right spot at the right time, and she was able to finish it off for a three-point play here. This is a good run at the end of this quarter. It's been back and forth, just like when you think Tamaqua was going to pull away or extend that lead. Lehighton's been able to come back and cut it close.
Second foul on Plasha. The end one is no good for Bowman. And here's a long three at the buzzer, strong, off the mark, and that'll sum up the first quarter here from Tamaqua High School. But, Coach, a good one brewing.
Yeah, this is a great start. I thought that shot was going in at halftime.
Yeah. It was actually pretty close. I didn't even see who shot it.
Yeah.
All right, 18-15 will step aside. This is your D11 Sports Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
Matt Province, Ben Tanis, back with you here from Tamaqua High School, your D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Quite an energetic first half.
Yeah, I love the style both teams are playing, and more so that they're both confident in their styles of play and that they like to get up and down and play this way.
Both coaches talk tempo, right, while they're living to speak. Nearly a steal. Miller for 1,000. It's off the mark. A little too strong, but a rebound for Fisher. Feeds inside, and Miller's got 999 problems in scoring. That ain't one of them.
Second chance points again. She was able to come up with the basketball, get a layup. I think that's one area that Tamaqua's struggling with, and sometimes zone plays into that.
10 points for Miller. The defense by Fisher as Lehighton was down 18-10, and the Indians are on a 7-0 run. Miller up too strong and out of bounds. It will be Tamaqua basketball.
Yeah, she was open early in transition there, too. If they might have gotten to her a little bit earlier, she would have had the 1,000th.
Still, they were behind by 8 and really stepped up to carve right back into that deficit, make it a 1-point game. Tamaqua the basketball. They've got the signs ready for that 1,000th point, don't they?
Yep.
Mekis on the move, strip, good defense by McHugh, and on the second chance, it's up and in.
Yeah, that was an acrobatic finish. She was fading it way out to the baseline, was able to put it in.
Wingler has 8. Hasn't missed much, has she been?
No, she hasn't, and that's what Coach Davis talked about early on. She said if she could get things going, it's going to be fun to watch, and that it's going to give their team a really good chance to win this one.
It has been fun. Now will we get a possession arrow? We do. And back to Tamaqua. So good feisty defense out of that zone for the Blue Raiders. Here is Wingler, dangerous in the open floor. Got a little too deep and turned it over. Another steal for Fisher. And Fisher's had a nice all-around game too, doing a lot of things both on the glass and on defense.
Yeah, she's got her hands on a lot of passes, been able to get to the rebounds a bunch.
Back to Williams. The good thing, too, is that Haley Miller's not forcing shots. You know, she's taking open looks. She's thought about it a few times in traffic as Wingler has another steal, her third, running 2-on-1. And initially, Hope couldn't handle the pass, was able to gather it. No good, though, and another rebound for Aaliyah Fisher.
Yeah, you alluded to Miller not forcing things. She really is able to let her game come to her.
Oh, what a look inside and a finish for McHugh. The pass by Fisher, sensational.
Yeah, she just gave a slight look up to the basket like she was going to shoot it. That pulled the defense out, and there was a wide open man underneath.
Here's a wide open triple off the mark. Hope couldn't get it to go, but it will stay with the Blue Raiders.
And if you're Tamaqua here, you want to try and stay positive. They had a great first quarter, and now it just seems like momentum is going Lehighton's way.
Rob thought about it. Will take it this time, but it was partially blocked. The defense applied by Williams. Oh, great look by Wingler. Just couldn't get it there. And it's out of bounds off the hands of the cutter. And that was Hope. No, it was great. Gabby Robb, I beg your pardon. But you like the fact that Wingler isn't just always looking to score, and there drew the extra defender.
And she definitely garners a lot of attention. She knows that, and she's able to find the open girl. And Tamaqua's changed a little bit. They're running now like more of a 2-3 zone.
Meanwhile, Miller tried to save it, able to get back on defense, to even up numbers. Balanced attack for Tamaqua. 5 different scorers already, led by Wingler. Jones put it to the deck, wrestled it free, but it was too late after the whistle, and ball back to Lehighton. Look at the effort, though. A lot of bodies flopping over these loose balls, a lot of effort, and a lot of grit being shown by both teams here at Tamaqua High School.
Yeah, there's not a moment that goes by where if the ball hits the ground, the girls are flying after the basketball, making sure they come up with loose balls.
Loving the intensity here. We'll remind you that the broadcast brought to you by St. Luke's, the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's offers athletic training, orthopedic care, physical therapy, and concussion management, plus sports performance training for individual athletes and teams. During these extraordinary times, you can trust St. Luke's Sports Medicine to provide extraordinary care. And I think the Tamaqua play right now kind of resembling the coach, Erica Davis, when she played here as well as played at Susquehanna.
Absolutely. You know, they're playing like their coach, and that's, as a coach, that's what you want to have happen. You want them to play with your likeliness and your love and passion for the game.
Yep, you see the change on defense. Now back into the 2-3. You talked about the switch earlier. McHugh back to the basket, puts it up. Nice move, but just wouldn't go. And Wingler, always around the basketball, has the rebound. Here's a drive. Mekis, good defense. It's something we've said a lot.
Yeah, and I wonder if they switch to the 2-3 to kind of, save legs a little bit. They talked about the conditioning of running around in that 1-3-1. Maybe they're giving themselves a little bit of a break here, and then maybe they can come back to it.
A block this time. You've seen a little bit of everything from Wingler. Coach said, she could be a little streaky, but if she shows up and plays, look out. She has, but so has Miller. And now Miller to the basket. 1,001 points in a prestigious career as a Lehighton Indian. And they'll stop the game. The signs go up, and the celebration is on for a fabulous accomplishment by Haley Miller.
And what a way to do it. She was in the open court one-on-one. She put on a little hesitation move. Really, really awesome moment for her.
She needed 11 to get to 1,000. She has 12 today.
For number 14, a senior at Lehighton, Haley Miller.
Pretty impressive as they honor the senior, Haley Miller, averaging 9.5 points this season, but getting to 1,000. You see the balloons and everything. Got flowers, got balloons. Holy Toledo.
Yeah, they came out of there quick.
Banners. I'm waiting for a float. Maybe get a marching band in here. This is great.
It's a great celebration, though. It's an unbelievable accomplishment for anybody to have that happen. It's really special.
Meanwhile, I'm looking at the other side. Erica Davis, going over plays, going over things in the huddle for the Blue Raiders, taking this moment to coach and use it as though it was a timeout.
Yeah, take advantage of that extra timeout.
Now the picture taken. She's had a great start to this game, as we've mentioned, already at 12 points, numerous steals. She has been able to kick it out when she's drawn some extra attention and open up some of her teammates. And she's probably happy, too, to get it over with right now. Let's get a look at the replay here.
There it is, jumping in the passing lane. And again, here's that little hesitation move. It's a great finish.
Drew Robb out, you're right. I didn't see that in live action. I was more worried about the drive, but that little hesitation was a scorer's move, right? That's how you score 1,000 points, with that in your tool bag.
Yeah, I mean, she had a 2-on-1, so she could have dropped it off, and that's what she played off of for the defender.
Well, you had quite a nice playing career for yourself. Let's go back to your high school days. If you were going to have a moment, wouldn't it be a steal going coast to coast for a lay-in to be your moment? I mean, showing you could do it on both sides of the court?
Probably, yes. Very little chance that was going to happen for me, though.
Ben was going to throw it down. You kidding me? He was going up top and coming down hard. Here's a jumper that's off the mark, but Jones, a rejection. Aaliyah Fisher. I mean, she only has, 3 points on that triple, but she's got a good game on FanDuel going. She's got blocks and steals and assists. Good all-around game.
Yeah, lots of rebounds as well. She's like the last line of defense down there, and she's done a good job since early on. Jones being able to drive with that left hand, she's done a good job of stopping her.
Runs her off. Can't get the shot to go. Look who has the rebound. The 1,000-point scorer on her a moment ago, Haley Miller, right back to business. You kind of wonder about the mental state, that they stop the game, photos, balloons, roses, and there she is grabbing a rebound.
Yeah, for both teams now, it's going to be tough to get back into, the task at hand here, which is making sure you guys secure a win here in a pivotal time in the year.
Now she'll launch from downtown. That one off the mark. Offensive rebound. The putback is good. That's Charlie McHugh, her second field goal.
I just think Lehighton's just able to use their size right now, on that offensive end, and they're getting a lot of second chance buckets, a lot of offensive rebounds.
Down low to Wingler. They have gone on a 13-2 run, if you're wondering how the score completely turned around. A 13-2 run. Here's Jones, held on her way to the basket, and Serena Jones is going to shoot a pair of free throws.
She does a good job of just catching that foul line, giving a little head and shoulders fake, and then putting the ball down with her left hand. She's got a quick first step.
What I like about Tamaqua in the half-court set is you have two players who have shown the ability to drive effectively, Jones being one of them. She knocks down her first free throw, 59% free throw shooter. And then, of course, Wingler, who has showed us a variety of ways to score as well.
Yeah, I think if Tamaqua can get the three-point game going as well, I think that's going to be a good addition. They've been getting to the bucket now. Now let's see if that's going to open up any shots from the outside for them, add another dimension to their offensive attack.
6 points for Serena Jones. And there's Miller on the cut, nothing doing. Good ball movement. Oh, good idea, but a little too strong as Bowman tried to feed McHugh down on the block.
Yeah, if she put a little bit more touch on it, it was good inside out, a little bit more of a lob pass. But Tamaqua has gone away from that 1-3-1, and I think that's what gave them a lot of energy earlier on.
Yeah, because you think about at the beginning of the game, there were some turnovers. They had some points in transition. And that one no good. But then you also, we talked about fatigue. You become susceptible to offensive rebounds and, of course, open threes because getting to the spot on a ball reversal is a little bit difficult out of the 1-3-1 at times when you're trapping up top. And so you've packed it in a little bit more here. Couldn't get that one to Miller. And Robb comes away with it. It's stolen by Miller. She goes up and puts it in. 14 points in the first half for Haley Miller.
Yeah, that's either 3 or 4 steals now that she has. She has really, really quick hands. She's able to steal the pass, and what's really tough is being able to steal the dribble, and she did that twice now.
Boy, Tamaqua started the game coming out like gangbusters, getting an 18-10 lead, and then it turned quickly. Down low, Jones. It started with Jones early on. She couldn't get it to go. Fighting for the ball is McHugh. Without number, streaking through the lane, puts it up and puts it in. Oh, a big-time move, whittling through defenders like a carpenter. Holy Toledo.
Yeah, a couple good crossovers there and then a really, really good finish.
She's like me when I'm late to these things, and I'm trying to show up on time, and I'm on the highway weaving in and out of traffic. Miller, another steal. Gets it back. Unselfish pass down low by Miller, but it was broken up because by Wingler. Now Miller from downtown, no good. Fight for the ball. Wingler comes away with it. Wingler hasn't had the ball in her hands for the last couple of minutes, streaking coast to coast. The three ball up, no good. Jones, the offensive rebound. Jones puts it up, a three-point chance the hard way for Serena Jones. She's tough.
Yeah, real tough. She's always around the ball, and whether it's a rebound, whether it's a loose ball, she's going for it. So right here, she's trailing the break, and she's able to weave in there, get that basketball, and finish. There was a little bit of foul from the backside of there.
That's a tough finish. You're right, through contact. Very impressive. Foul was on Williams. And free throw shooting has been nice tonight so far for Jones, who's a perfect 3 for 3. And all of a sudden, Serena Jones finds herself with 9 points. Nice feed. Good finish, McHugh, but it was the pass that set it up. Right before the buzzer, Lehighton an answer, and a very good, exciting, fast and furious first half action here with Lehighton on the road leading 29-25. Coach, buckle up.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one, and I've been impressed with the resiliency of both teams. There's been big runs by both teams, and they've both been able to battle back and kind of keep their heads up and stick to what they're trying to do. So, I think it's going to come down to the wire tonight.
Well, it's been a good first half for Lehighton, and our man on the scene is none other than District or D11 Sports intern Casey Wallace. He is standing beside head coach Joe Bereswick. Casey, take it away.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Joe Bereswick of Lehighton. Coach, what are your thoughts on the first half?
Well, it's definitely up and down. Tamaqua doing a really good job just, picking us apart with taking the ball to the basket, so we've got to do a better job with that. But they got up early on us, our kids responded, and we're fortunate to have the lead at halftime.
And you fell down early. You were behind early in the half, and then you call a timeout. What'd you say to your girls?
Just we got to play better defense, and again, right now Tamaqua's just playing a little bit better offense than our defense is playing, but we got momentum. We got some shots to fall. Really happy for Haley Miller getting her 1,000 points, and it's the way it looks, it's going to be a really exciting second half.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. I'll send it back to you guys.
It's been an exciting first half, Ben.
Yeah, it was, and I do think it is going to be pretty exciting going into the second half to see what these two coaches do to keep their teams playing at the level that they are. We talked about the conditioning early on. I think that's definitely going to come into play as we get into the second half.
All right, we're going to step aside here, and when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about what's going on here with these two teams battling 29-25 in a rematch of a game won by Lehighton back at home 47-35 on January 4th. So we'll take a break and be back with more from Tamaqua High School. This is your D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
Matt Province and Ben Tanis back with you here from Tamaqua High School. Sean Kelly, our producer tonight. You just heard from Casey Wallace. And, I do want to mention, if you're a student out there and you have a chance to better yourself and get ahead of the game, if you will, you got to check out the D11sports.com sports internship program. You can be from any District 11 school. And if it's broadcasting, journalism, or photography, you can get some real hands-on experience. D11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at D11sports.com. And that is why we are hearing from Casey Wallace, which adds a lot to the broadcast, too. We're not able to go down there at halftime to get an insight to how Coach Breswick feels, but obviously he's been pleased, with reservations. It's only halftime. But, Ben, you've been on the sideline. You've had leads. You've been behind at the half. I got to think that at this point, it's still anybody's game, and both coaches have some work to do in the locker room to adjust and try to come out here and take the second half. Yeah, they both know that it's going to be a game of runs, and whoever is able to, deal with that, like I said at the end, the resiliency, that's something that's tough to sustain for an entire game, especially when it's back and forth like this in a rivalry game. One big play, you got to let it go and know that you got that same big play for your team coming as well. So I think that's going to be a key thing. As far as X's and O's go, we'll see if Tamaqua comes out in that 1-3-1 again. We'll see if Lehighton continues to try to, get that pressure through their man-to-man defense, getting in passing lanes. And, both teams, it's funny, their offensive attack is really based almost solely on their defense. They want to try to create turnovers and get out in the open court and score in that way. Yeah, I would agree. You think about the way that they scored early on to build an 18-10 lead, a lot of Wingler in the open floor. That helped a lot. And really, for me, I want to try to get some spacing out there for Wingler and for Serena Jones, because the two have been the biggest scorers right now for Tamaqua. Wingler has 8, and Jones has 9, 3 of which have come from her 3-for-3 from the charity stripe. And they have done it putting the ball to the deck and operating through the lane, through traffic. But again, spacing will allow those two to operate a little bit more readily if they can't get into transition like they did early on in the first quarter. Yeah, and Coach Breswick talked about it, with Casey. He said they're beating them getting to the basket, and it's been those two that have been able to drive and get to the basket. So for sure that they're shoring that up here at halftime. So what is Tamaqua going to be able to do? We haven't seen them knock down any shots from the outside yet. Somebody's going to have to do that. So hopefully, they can find some openings, like you said, with that spacing, and they got to shoot that shot with confidence so it continues to open things up for Wingler and Jones. And meanwhile, on the other side with Lehighton, we've talked about Haley Miller. She's had the big first half with 14 points. But what they've done, it's worked at times. Other times they've either missed the shot or they've just misfired. But working the ball with the window dressing around the perimeter and then firing it down low with a lob into the paint has worked out. Either it's been points, it's been a miss, or it's been just a misconnection between the passer and the recipient, but it's there. Yeah, and it is there in both the 2-3 and the 1-3-1, that diagonal pass. That's what's open in so many different zones when you try and reverse the basketball quickly and you play off of that bottom defender. Is that bottom defender able to cover both the wing and the block, and can they get there fast enough? And with patience, Lehighton's been able to find that spot. Tamaqua hasn't won since January 11th. They've dropped 3 in a row, trying to get back to the win column here at home, needing a little bit of a comeback in the second half. Meanwhile, Lehighton, which has lost 2 in a row in 5 of its last 6, looks good, a much better looking team than maybe some of the results here as of late. We'll step aside. When we get back, we'll get you set for second half action, game 1 of our doubleheader between Lehighton and Tamaqua here on D11sports.com. The game of the week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Extraordinary care in motion.
At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
Back to Tamaqua High School, Matt Province, Ben Tanis with you here, getting set for second half action. A very close game, a 4-point game. And we talked earlier about how there's a lump in the middle of the pack, as there typically is this time of year. Still some room to operate, which aside from just getting themselves some momentum, could be helpful for both Tamaqua as well as for Lehighton.
Yeah, this Division I in the Schuylkill County League is really one of the best. You know, those top teams are not only the top teams in their league, they're the top teams in all of District 11. So, you know, you look at Lehighton and Tamaqua at 3-6 and 1-7. They're playing some quality teams. Jim Thorpe and North Schuylkill are the top teams, I believe, in 4A in all of District 11. So there's really good basketball being played up here.
And really, as we say, you know, you can make a little bit of noise upwards, especially Lehighton, which comes in 3-6 with a chance to maybe steal one here on the road and get themselves a little momentum down the stretch. They'll play Monday at Blue Mountain. That's their next game. Tamaqua will regroup. And they've got a busy schedule because they've got a makeup game against Pine Grove area, and then they'll play North Schuylkill on Monday. So they have a couple of games, 3 games really in a 4 or 5 day window, weather permitting. And so here they go, trying to right the ship with the ball first in the White Home Ensemble. Here's Jones, just traveled with the basketball. She fooled herself out.
Yeah.
I think she was expecting the closeout and didn't get it.
Yeah, and you can see Lehighton tightening things up already. Again, playing against 2 lefties is a difficult thing as a player, and now they're making sure that they focus on both their dominant hands.
Haley Miller in the first half reached 1,000 points. She has 14 for the game. Here's a triple by Fisher, a little too off the mark. They hound the rebounder, Robb, but she's able to stay cool and keep possession. A look ahead for a triple, no good. Offensive rebound, the putback is up and in. Crashing hard was Lorelei Plash, who did that a couple times in the first quarter.
Yeah, if they can get her more involved, it's going to help them out. It's going to take some of the pressure off the other 2 scoring. And even if she doesn't get involved and just touches, she's got to get involved like that with offensive rebounds.
She's got 6 points, just 0.7. Actually, I should say 1.8 behind her 7.8 season's average. So she's getting there. Miller will leave down low. Tough shot, highly contested. Bowman couldn't get it to go, and Wingler comes away with it. Wingler out to the wing. Here's a long 2. It's short. Offensive rebound, put back. That's no good. Plasha almost did it again, Coach.
Yeah, and you know they didn't make those 2 outside shots, but they took those outside shots, and then it opened up the offensive rebound. So as drive heavy they are with their offense, they've got to complement it by taking those outside shots.
Jones there. This time she'll take the long jumper. Too strong. And it will belong to, well, it's going to be a foul. A little bit of a hard converge there on the part of Tamaqua. It's going to be on Serena Jones. That's her second. Need her to be careful. She's been terrific today with 9 points. A look to the wing, a shot for Bowman, bullseye! A 2-pointer for Bowman, and she now has 6 today. And Lehighton back up by 4.
Showed good patience there, being able to rotate the basketball around the outside and wait for the opening to happen. They focused a lot on Fisher there, and that left Bowman open.
Good hard screen up top by Plasha. A 3 ball's up and down! Knocked down by Gracie Robb. And that was Robb, correct?
Yes, it was.
All right, so she's got 5 points. That was her first 3-point field goal. And a good answer, a 1-point game. Good ball movement by the Indians. Shot no good. Miller fighting, and eventually it comes away to Tamaqua.
And that's one of the few times that they've been able to force a shot and get the rebound, limiting them to one and done. I think that's going to be big for Tamaqua.
Yeah, good point. Oh, Wingler streaking to the basket. Winds up short. Rebound by Williams. So there's a break for Lehighton. It looked like a free run for a terrific steward, Ternice Wingler. Jones a block the other way. This time it goes up, and if it's on Jones, it's going to be her third. It's not. It's on Plasha, but that's her third.
And I like the way McHugh attacks the basket. She's got some shifty moves, and it's difficult for Tamaqua to stay in front of her. She was able to get to the basket a couple times in the first half and then again there.
Bowman, a 44% free throw shooter. That went off. She had one earlier in the game in the first quarter, so 0 for 2 from the line for the junior, averaging 6.3 points per game. 1 of 2. Taylor Bowman up to 7. Wingler had a lot of scoring early on. Remember, 6 points in the first quarter. Has only had 2 since then. That drive is knocked away, but it will stay with Tamaqua. Mekis rather, trying to get loose there.
And I think as this game goes on, if the pace stays as it is, I think that benefits Lehighton. I think Tamaqua's got to do something to get things going back and forth again.
Tie up there. Indians will get it back on the possession arrow. Very patient their last possession, able to get a decent look. There's an open shooter. This time out, Bowman won't take it again. Had 2 quick looks. Instead gets it on the cut, but nothing doing there. A lot of energy being expended by the Blue Raiders here on this long defensive possession.
Yep, they let Fisher open there.
Couldn't get it. Offensive rebound. The putback no good for McHugh. And Wingler's got it. And here's what we were talking about. They need to get the ball and run, and that's what Wingler does. Ahead, finds the shooter. That one no good. Rob. And then it's out of bounds back to Lehighton.
Yeah, and if they're not going to create pressure and get out and run, by getting back into that 1-3-1, then they're going to have to make sure that they secure the rebound every time. They almost got away, or they got away with one last time on that putback.
That time, they weren't on the same page. McHugh not ready. A turnover. Tamaqua pushing. Here's Wingler. A spin off the window. It's in.
Yeah, great push, good spin move, soft touch off the glass.
Wingler into double figures, now leads the Blue Raiders with 10, one more than Jones, who's collected 9. Now an open look up top. Bowman can't bank it in. Wingler the rebound. And again, Wingler loves to get it and push. Jones on her way to the basket. Jones, who's had a couple of chances from the line, very nearly had a chance at a second three-point play.
Yep, again, going to that left hand, that quick first step, again, off this little head fake, and then she's able to almost get it done there. Just a little foul on the right hand there.
How about Jones, 4 for 4 from the line. She now has 10 to join teammate Wingler in double figures.
And good foul shooting is a huge compliment to have when she goes to the basket as much as she does. Because you know she's going to get fouled.
59% was what she came at coming in. She looks like she's about an 85% shooter.
Really, 59%?
Yeah.
Yes, doesn't look like that at all.
No, her form's been good. The results have been perfect. 5 for 5. She's got 11 to lead the Blue Raiders, still trailing Haley Miller, who had 14 points all in the first half, who leads all scorers. But Tamaqua did a good job here early in the first part of the third quarter, bouncing back after the tough finish to the first half.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job defensively, and like I said, limiting them to just one shot. And I think that's the key to their defense. If they're going to, hunker down and play this 2-3, they're going to have to make sure they get that rebound, because they're definitely making it difficult for Lehighton to get, good shots.
So the lead back to Tamaqua, which trailed at the half 29-25. And so back and forth we go. And remember, if you're a student from any District 11 school and you're interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in the student internship program For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at d11sports.com. It's really been amazing, too, how well Tamaqua has done not allowing Haley Miller to have space to operate.
Yeah, they did a better job making sure they have one or two defenders around her at all times.
I can't remember her last shot at them. I don't think she's had one in the third quarter.
Yeah, I don't think she has either.
She gets a touch here. Thought about putting it up, but good job defensively by Plasha right on her.
And I like what Tamaqua did out of the timeout. They came out and faked like they were in the 1-3-1 and then fell back into the 2-3.
Good hustle to come back, McHugh. But, you know, they went to the well one too many times, right? And a good job to jump the pass as McHugh saw what was going on. Or, I'm sorry, not McHugh, but the defense saw what was going on, and Jones able to jump it. Hope has checked into the game and saved it there. 30-second timeout for Tamaqua, which now has again changed kind of the pace of this game. And after this one, we'll see the boys go at it. And that's a matchup of a game that Tamaqua won earlier this season on January 3rd. 47-29 for the Indians, who actually won that game. That was their lone win in the conference this season. So they got a score to settle through the Tamaqua Blue Raiders in our nightcap tonight. I don't know what it's doing outside, Coach, but I hope it doesn't start snowing yet.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we walk out there, cars are clean, and we're good to go.
The shooting percentages have cooled off a little bit indoors. But, boy, when we started the game out of the gates, I mean, there was not many shots being missed.
Yeah, it was fast and furious there just in that first quarter.
Tempo certainly slowing down a little bit here in the third. Tamaqua has jumped back in front. And now we'll set up in a half-court set here. And man-to-man defense now back for Lehighton. See mostly man-to-man from them today.
Yeah, and you see McHugh, covering Wingler and trying. She face guarding her a little bit to make sure she doesn't touch the basketball. They know the offense kind of runs through her.
And then Fisher, or rather right now it's Wooten on Jones, and a great job streaking through the defense, blowing by for the points. That's Mekis. Her second field goal today.
That was good patience, and when the defense takes away your hot players, other people got to step up, and Tamaqua's got a bunch of players that are able to step up.
11-3 run out of the halftime break for the home team. Right, looking for an answer. It's stolen away. Jones, who's had a big game, then bumped hard, no call. And now Tamaqua running again. Down court, up, and no good, but with a foul. And it looks like we'll see a couple free throws upcoming here. It's going to be Hope.
There's a bit of a delayed fast break here with Jones not getting it out right away, but they definitely got out then and looked to attack early. And I think that's what they need to continue to do, try to attack early.
1 of 7 this season for Hope from the free throw line. Looking for her first point tonight. Averages a 1.5 per game in her sophomore year here for head coach Erica Davis. That one no good. So Lehighton gets the break. Now trying to stop what's been, again, an 11-3 third quarter advantage for the Blue Raiders and a foul.
I think that was a bit of a frustration foul after missing those first two foul shots.
Hope will bounce out, get settled down by Erica Davis. Colby Robb, a freshman who played a little bit back in the first half, checks in for the first time here in half number 2. Down low, and our first shot attempt by Miller in the second half is no good. How about the work and the finish? It's McHugh having a very big game. Another 2 here for Charlie McHugh. She's in double figures with 10 as we get inside 1 minute here in the third quarter.
Yeah, a lot of hustle points by McHugh. She's very athletic and is able to get to the basketball and attack it with some aggression.
That's a nice attack, but the shot just off the mark by Mekis. Another opportunity, though, upcoming here for the Blue Raiders. Mekis has a couple of field goals. She drives pretty well coming off the baseline. Wingler through the defense. Ooh, that bailed out there. May have taken a third step. Now the jumper and knockdown. McKenna Mickes. 6 points.
Yeah, she's coming up big here in this third quarter. That was a great pull-up. She showed a pull-up in the first half as well. She's very comfortable with that shot.
And Wingler this time hounding Miller. It's out of bounds. It'll stay with Tamaqua. Good hustle by the Blue Raiders. And for that instance there, Trinice Wingler. Don't think Lehighton fans happy with the call.
Yeah, I think they definitely thought it was their basketball. I couldn't quite see it with our setup here.
Down to 4 seconds. Wingler trapped on the baseline. The turnaround jumper at the buzzer. No good. But Tamaqua, a big answer out of the halftime break, wins big here in quarter number 3. We'll go to the fourth quarter here from Tamaqua High School. It's now the home team back in front, 38-34 on D11Sports.com's Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever.
Matt Province, Ben Tanis, of course the third member of our broadcast team, Casey Wallace. We'll hear from him after the game. And it was a 13-5 third quarter advantage for the home team to get back in front here, 38-34. But Ben, this one probably still a few more wrinkles before the final 8 minutes are through.
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to turnovers here. Lehighton just is picking up pressure and really making it difficult to throw the basketball in bounds, no matter where they are on the floor.
Let me tell you something. Serena Jones has been unbelievable today. I love her game. Boy, is she tough.
Yeah, I did not think she was going to be able to get that finish off. That was really good defense there by McHugh, and she just was able to shoot it over her.
13 points for Jones. I don't think any of them have been easy, maybe aside from those 5 free throws. Now, here's Rob from distance. No good. Place would have erupted, and a rebound comes down to McHugh.
Yeah, and Rob needs to keep on shooting. She knocked down one there in the third quarter. I think that's going to be key here, as they can get a secondary part of their offensive game.
Yeah, 13 for Jones. I think I said 11. 13. Wide open Miller. Boy, she can't buy a break after the 1,000th point or 1,001st point. That step back is no good. Miller there collects, puts up and in. The chance at a three-point play for Haley Miller.
Yeah, and I like what Coach Bereswick is doing. He had Miller out front against this zone, and he has now moved her down to the baseline where she's able to get the basketball in more of a scoring position, and she's very comfortable down there with that left-hand finish.
Rebounded by Wingler, 16 points, but those were the first 2 of the second half. Now the other way, the shot was hassled as Mickes couldn't get it to go, and the possession arrow here back to Lehighton.
It's a great outlet pass there by Wingler. She saw someone open, fired a left-handed pass, almost the length of the court.
4-point game. Here's Miller on the move. Wide open, McHugh off the mark, and now Wingler has the long rebound. She's off. 3-on-2. Got it to the trailer. Rob thought about pulling up, but decides to hold up.
Yeah, I think that was a good decision. Try to get a good shot here to maintain this lead.
Wingler given the half of the floor to operate. Nothing doing. Nice feed as she streaks, gets the ball back, gets fouled. That'll be on Bowman.
I like the half-court offense that Tamaqua was running against Lehighton's pressure. They're kind of pulling 4 out. They're running a little bit of a Princeton-style offense with a curl cut in the middle, and that plays against the pressure that Lehighton's applying.
Hard to imagine with how hard she drives to the rack. That's the first free throw attempt today for Wingler. Calmly knocks down both, and Wingler's got 12. One short of Serena Jones for the team's lead. She has 13. Up top, Miller, bullseye! Haley Miller.
Yeah, what makes her so difficult to defend is that you never know where she is on the floor. The last time she was down on the baseline, now she's bringing the ball up the floor, and when she gives it up, she gets it right back and has a three right from the top of the key.
She's got 19 on her 11th and 12th points on a layup earlier. Steal on a coast-to-coast finish. She reached 1,000. Good defense there. That's Aaliyah Fisher, who's played really a terrific game that might not necessarily show up in the box score. Now she's got it left open. Fisher from downtown. Won't go. Terrific box out there by Gabby Robb. Robb able to secure the board. A one and done for Lehighton.
Yeah, Fisher'd like to have that one back. She's been so close on her past 2 shots. It's just a matter of time until she starts knocking it down.
Turnover there by Wingler, and Lehighton in a one-possession game with 5:19 to go gets it right back. Miller hit from that moment, or that spot a moment ago, instead yields it to the corner. Bank! Bank is open! Snowing Friday night, it doesn't matter here in Tamaqua, as that one goes down. And Wooten has the triple.
It's a really high arcing shot. She had to get it up over the defender, and it just came off of her hand a little differently, but good result.
You don't get style points, you get 3, and that tied the game. Let's get a look.
Yeah, as it got swung over to her for the second time, I think the hand came quicker than she thought, and kind of she made it push her higher, and it worked out for her.
Oh, she called that one, Coach. Yeah. So a big 3 ties the game, and for Bowman, she's averaging 6.3, for Wooten, averaging 2.2 points per game. So with one bank, gets above her season's average and ties it at a big spot for the Indians. Reminder of the game tonight, both of them brought to you by St. Luke's, the region's largest sports medicine provider, covering more than 200,000 student enrollment and 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey, covering 8 counties and providing the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries. St. Luke's. It's extraordinary times. You can trust St. Luke's Medicine to provide extraordinary care. Back to action here from Tamaqua in a 42-42 game. Good game of keep away there. Here is Serena Jones out for a triple that's short. But Wingler is there for the putback, and Tamaqua right back in front.
That's a great finish. I thought she got hit there on the hand too, and she had the strength to go through and still have touch on that layup.
16 for Wingler now, leading the team. 3 behind Miller for the game's high. Bowman to Miller, streaking to the basket. Good job by Jones to pick her up. Bowman through the lane, can't get it to go, and Jones a big rebound. Good step through as well, avoiding the double team. Had numbers for a moment, but Mekas unable to penetrate to the basket. Lehighton coming out and guarding. And it's going to be a foul. Looks like a reach-in. It's going to be called against Wooten, who hit the bank shot a moment ago, her second foul. Flash it in. The sophomore Hope bounces back out.
Take notice to this inbounds. They're really trying to all-out deny on every inbounds possession, and then they're pressuring right away.
Coming up high on defense. Nearly created a turnover there, but Jones was in the right spot to retrieve.
Tamaqua looks a little uncomfortable with this pressure.
Wingler knocked it out of bounds. I was about to say Wingler never looks uncomfortable there. Dribbles off her foot, but fortunately caught Lehighton.
Yeah, if they can get it to her, she's the one that seems the most comfortable in being able to deal with it because she's got the skill to be able to go by that pressure.
Well, I don't call her smooth for nothing, right? So don't use a nickname until you see how she's playing. She's been smooth today. 16 points to lead her team. Jones a close second, has 13, puts it to the deck. Hard drive, can't get it to go. And look at Plasha, the putback, it's in. And Plasha, with her scoring coming from the paint today, has been terrific in small doses offensively.
Yeah, another offensive rebound. Really, really impressive move to be able to finish with her left hand spinning back to the center.
Wooten, another high arcer, this time no good. Plasha had the rebound. Miller took it away.
That might be Miller's 5th or 6th steal. Her hands are just so quick. She's able to just reach in there and take it from anybody. She made a good decision not to try to shoot right away either. She doesn't really force things, like you said. She lets it come to her.
That time couldn't link up. Tamaqua fans wanted to walk. Lehighton fans wanted to trip. They let them play on with 2:43 to go. Stolen away. That's who else? Aaliyah Fisher. Now Fisher down court. The Euro step and the finish. No, can't get it to go, but with contact. And Fisher, who got the swipe, will have a chance from the free throw line.
Yeah, good play in transition here. They needed to make sure they got to the basket or to the foul line. Took a little step right to the middle at the last second, and Wingler gave way, picked up the foul.
I've got just one on Wingler. Fisher has been a 70% free throw shooter. Gets that one to go. So a couple of big free throws there for Fisher. She's got 5 points, but has done a lot of other things. And here we go down the stretch. Still a 2-point game with 2:33 to go. What's the message? Let's start with Lehighton. You got Joe Bereswick, 5th year here with Lehighton after 18 years with Tamaqua. His team needing to try to get a win and move to 4-6. What's the word down there?
I think that they can all see that Tamaqua's struggling with just their half-court pressure. They don't have to do anything crazy, come out with a trap or anything. I think just ball pressure makes them kind of turn the basketball over, and they're able to make things happen. Fisher just knocked down 2 there, and for a shooter, seeing the ball go through, she's had a couple open looks. She might be able to knock down a big 3 here, but they don't need that. I think that they know they have plenty of time as long as they just keep getting stops.
For Tamaqua, you mentioned earlier here in the fourth quarter that they're kind of pushing out the man and trapping a little bit, helping each other out, and it's made Tamaqua look uncomfortable. Any prescription of how to handle that?
I think just back doors. You got to make sure you're strong with the basketball, get it to your best ball handlers, and take advantage of that. Go by them if they're overplaying.
So now we're going to see full court pressure by Lehighton. The Indians trailing by 2, 2:33 to go. A very entertaining game. Several lead changes.
Yeah, they got to get it over here.
Tamaqua trying to avenge that loss earlier. Here is Jones again, driving. No good. Plasha had another offensive rebound attempt. This time it was poked out of her hands.
But that's the right idea. If they're going to pressure like that, you got to go by and see if you can finish a layup.
Miller out. Here is a 3-ball. Uden buries her second triple in the fourth quarter, and Lehighton has got in front by a point here. You like that?
It's a big shot. A little bit more conventional there.
And a foul. Not high off the bank.
Yeah. But she's definitely shooting it with confidence. She just missed one just before that, and she's got to be able to shoot with confidence when teams are focusing on Miller.
So now another Indians lead. I tell you, the lead change has been about a handful of them. Good fourth quarter here for the Indians, who came in trailing 38-33 after 3. Fisher hounding Jones. It leads to a turnover at Bowman. Nice leave ahead. Here comes McHugh, one-on-one to the rack. McHugh is up and down, and Lehighton has a 3-point lead.
Here comes Wingler.
Wingler just streaking by the defense, but too strong. Jones is fouled, and Serena Jones will go back to the free throw line where she's been perfect tonight.
Fouls on Lehighton, number 23.
Yeah, here comes Wingler, just misses. And offensive rebounds have been big for both sides. Both teams really hammering the offensive glass and getting a bunch of second chance points here.
Jones is 6 for 6 from the line. 14 points for the senior. Came in averaging 8.2 points per game. And Tamaqua's going to talk it over.
Yeah, and Coach Davis talked about it. They have a bunch of scorers on their team. It's very balanced, but, they just never know which one on which night. And it's tough to do as a coach to see who's hot on any given night.
And it's appropriate, too, because Coach Davis told us that she thinks her team come out here and compete hard with Lehighton. but they've got to finish because that's been kind of a theme, right? And you and I have talked about that numerous times. You mentioned it not too long ago. And so far, you're seeing that kind of fall back, right? They played incredibly well for 3 quarters, had the 38-34 lead into the fourth quarter, and it's been a fourth quarter right now that has been, I don't say dominated, but has certainly gone to Lehighton with 1:22 to go.
Yeah, it seems as if Lehighton kind of just has a little bit more experience on their side as far as being able to handle the basketball or handle the pressure of this moment. But if Tamaqua can come out here, knock down this foul shot, maybe get into a pressure set, they can change the tides of the game.
It's been a 15-9 advantage for Lehighton to take this lead in the fourth quarter. Jones has been terrific, 14 points, 7 for 7 from the line. She's got 15. More importantly, back to a 1-point game. Wooten, oh, beautiful feed, and the finish. It's McHugh on a terrific look. And boy, Wooten has been huge in the fourth quarter. Lead back to 3, still a 1-possession game. Here's Wingler. Out to the wing for the tie. It's short. And Lehighton will get it back on the robbed misfire.
Lehighton did a good job of just attacking and finishing this press. Let's see if they can do it again.
Meanwhile, a lot of key players in this game, but it has been Katie Wooten down the stretch that has been a big force for Lehighton.
Yeah, she's been the one making big play after big play for them.
Inside of 1 minute. We're going to play the defense in a 1-possession game. Now Coach Davis wants them up. Nearly a strip by Jones, and then she'll be called for the foul. Her third.
Now they're in the 1-and-1.
So McHugh trying to help pave the way for a victory. Nails the front end of the 1-and-1. Boy, what a game for Charlie McHugh. 5 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and she's been active on the defensive end. She's been active on the board. She's really making a mark on this game.
Gets the roll. 16 points. Charlie McHugh. And it's now a 5-point game. And now Tamaqua's got to hustle. They got to hurry. Wingler nearly created the turnover from her teammate by bumping in.
A little miscommunication.
Jones wants to put it to the deck. Tried to cross over that time. Couldn't get it as Fisher broke it up. In good hands there by McHugh, knocking it out of bounds. Charlie McHugh's been terrific down the stretch.
A really, really great defender. She can cover, it looks like, all positions, 1 through 5. Very rangy.
Down low, Wingler. Oh, can't get it to go. Jones fighting, gets thrown down hard for the rebound. Possession arrow, Lehighton. And the Indians, who have lost 2, and 5 of their last 6, have a chance to sweep the season series here from Tamaqua on the road. Have to hit their free throws down the line here.
It was a great fourth quarter by Lehighton. Tamaqua had a really, really good third quarter and seemed to have the confidence to run away with it, but Lehighton just stuck with it and really put together a good fourth quarter here.
And again, that's kind of what we were warned about from Coach Davis. Big miss, though, gives a chance to Tamaqua.
Got to score quick.
16 seconds, they need a sense of urgency. Wingler will kick it out. Here's the 3, it's blocked by Miller, but there's Jones on the put away, off the window and in. Jones, 18 points, they got a foul, which they do, 5.7 to go, and a huge couple of free throws. That should be double bonus time, right? Is that the 10th or the 9th? I can't see the board.
I think it's the 9th.
The 9th, oh
yeah.
Boy. Huge 1-and-1 opportunity upcoming.
I wonder how many timeouts Tamaqua has. If they can get the rebound here, are they gonna just go? Are they gonna call timeout and set something up? With the pressure Lehighton's applying, I think Tamaqua hopes for a miss here, and then wants to probably just go and see if they can get something out of the scramble.
Jones 17 after that game-saving putback a moment ago. Wingler 14 points. Meanwhile, the other way, Lehighton has been led by Haley Miller, who got her 1,000th point tonight. She has 19, but Charlie McHugh, who's got 6 points in the fourth quarter, up to 16 points between McHugh and Wooten, the junior off the bench. Those two have been the heroes in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they really have, and you know, they've scored. They've made some good plays, but it's really been all the other things that they've been able to do, loose balls, rebounds, defending, that has helped their team.
Well, I don't think there's anybody other than Haley Miller who Joe Buriswick would want at the free throw line here at this point of the game. She's the senior. She's had the big night. With one free throw here, she ultimately could seal it. She does. 4-point game on her 20th point tonight.
Great touch. Rolled around the rim a little bit.
4-point game. Desperation time. They need a quick bucket and a foul. Here's the force at the buzzer. It's no good. And Lehighton, down 4 into the fourth, comes from behind and gets a huge victory. Takes the season serious with a sweep, holding on here at Tamaqua to win 54-50. That was a terrific game from start to finish, wasn't it, Ben?
Yeah, it really was a great game. I feel bad for Tamaqua. You know, they played a really good game. Lehighton, you know, pulled out the plays when they needed to down the stretch, and those threes in the fourth quarter, third quarter, they were huge. You know, both teams played a very gritty style of basketball, and it was fun to watch.
Lehighton gets its fourth conference victory, 4-6 now as they participate in Division I of the Schuylkill League, and overall 8-8, so back to 500. Meanwhile, Tamaqua falls to 6-11, 1-9 in league play, and a season sweep, as mentioned a moment ago, by the Indians, who come up here to Tamaqua and come from behind to win, and do so behind 20 points from their 1,000-point scorer, Haley Miller. Now, the third member of our team has been on the scene, and that, of course, is our student sideline reporter here for D11 Sports, Casey Wallace, and he'll be joined by a former coach of 18 years here at Tamaqua, now in his fifth with Lehighton, and that, of course, is the victorious coach tonight, Joe Buriswick. And Casey, take it away.
I'm here with Coach Joe Buriswick of Lehighton. Coach, what are your thoughts on the game?
Well, the girls deserve all the credit. They got down early, fought their way back. We got a lead. Then we, again, fell behind, but then they dug deep again and came back to win the game, so really excited for them.
And coming out of the second half, Tamaqua took the lead. What do you think what the key was to gaining the lead back?
Just, we never gave up. I mean, Tamaqua did a really nice job running their sets. I mean, normally, you know, our defense is pretty solid, but you got to give credit to Tamaqua. They just moved the ball really well, and we're taking advantage of their height inside, and Wingler had a great game. But our girls just never went away, and they made the big shots when we needed to.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats tonight.
All right. Joined by the little one on the floor, and of course that's Casey Wallace doing his thing on our sidelines. We'll hear from him before our boys game as well. But that will wrap up the girls game here. And remember, well, it won't wrap it up because he's got more. It's a double dip as Casey Wallace has the 1,000-point score. She had 20 points today. And let's get down to Casey and Haley Miller.
I'm here with Haley Miller, your player of the game, scoring 20 points tonight. And you hit 1,000 points tonight. How does that feel?
It feels awesome. It's something I've worked for pretty much since first grade. But I had my team behind me the whole time. It all comes down to a team game, and it was just an awesome experience.
And you're the player of the game. How does that feel?
It's awesome. Everyone was working hard out there, so if they could give everyone player of the game, that would be awesome, but it feels good. Thanks.
Congrats, Haley. Thank you. I'll send it back to you guys.
Yeah, and let's not discount the fact that she hit the big free throw. If she doesn't miss the front end of a 1-and-1 with 5.7 seconds to go in a one-possession game, we might be looking at overtime right now instead of the boys warming up and getting us out of here a little earlier before the snowstorm really accumulates. So great job, Haley. And if you're a student from any District 11 school and you're interested in broadcast journalism or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at d11sports.com. Any final thoughts from what was a thrilling front end of our doubleheader tonight, Ben?
No, I really do think it was a fantastic game, and it was fun to watch. You know, a completely different style from what we saw the other night on Tuesday night. You know, and I was proud of being able to see both girls teams really play their hearts out here tonight.
I agree with you, and that was fun. You don't always get great games. You never know when you're going to get them. I had a feeling, I think both of us did, that this one, the way the first game was, would be equally as exciting, and actually it probably wound up being a little bit more than that. All right, we're going to step aside. We've got work to do. We're not done here from Tamaqua High School because the boys will go at it here in a minute, and we'll have all the action, of course, for you on D11sports.com. And, of course, this game of the week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. So we'll take a break and come back with more. Matt Province, Ben Tanis, Casey Wallace, and our producer Sean Kelly from Tamaqua High School right after a break. Keep it here to D11sports.com.